Welcome back to the AI React podcast, where we react to everything and anything. I'm Isaac.
Hey, everyone. I'm Annie.
And we are ready to dive into some intense lyrics today.
Absolutely.
We're tackling 212 by Azealia Banks, a song known for its raw energy. And let's be honest, some pretty provocative language.
For sure.
We've got the lyrics pulled up here from larrytrays.com.
Awesome.
And we're ready to break down what makes this song tick.
I'm excited.
You ready for this, Annie?
Absolutely. Isaac, 212 is a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And I think it's more relevant now than ever.
Right.
It's interesting to see how this song, which launched her career, continues to generate discussion
for sure
all these years later.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Let's get into
right from the jump. The first verse throws you into this super confident, almost confrontational persona.
Totally.
Hey, I can be the answer. I'm ready to dance with the vamp up. It's like she's making a statement right off the bat.
It's not just confidence, Isaac. It's dominance.
Okay.
She is setting the tone for the entire song.
Right.
It's not a request. It's a declaration.
Yeah.
And then she follows it up with that vivid imagery.
Oh, yeah.
Sip that punch with your peeps. Lick my plum in the evening.
Yeah.
You're just pulled into this world of, like, partying.
Right.
And, yeah, a definite undercurrent of sexuality.
And then comes that line that always gets people talking.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
I guess that C word, getting eaten.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's aggressive.
It's shocking.
Shocking.
Some might even say vulgar.
Yeah. Do you think there's a deeper meaning there, Annie, or is it just pure shock value?
I think it's both.
Okay.
On the surface, it is deliberately shocking.
Right.
But remember, this song came out when female rappers were still fighting for their space in a very male-dominated genre.
Yeah.
And this line, as harsh as it is also about claiming power.
So maybe it's less about the literal act and more about challenging expectations.
Exactly. She's flipping the script, taking ownership of her sexuality and using it as a weapon.
Okay.
It's a power move, especially in the context of hip-hop, where such explicit language from a woman was, and arguably still is, considered taboo.
You're right. That's a great point. And then she throws in that repetition, just hammering it home.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, part of me wonders if that takes away from the rest of the song.
Okay.
Does that one line overshadow her talent and the other themes that she explores?
It definitely dominates the conversation.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't say it overshadows everything else.
Okay.
It's part of what makes her Azealia Banks.
Right.
This is the persona she is presenting in 212, this bold, unapologetic figure.
Yeah.
To understand the song, you have to take it as a whole.
Okay.
The good, the bad, and the provocative.
Fair enough. Now, moving into verse 2, the location becomes super important.
Yes.
3012.
Yeah.
That's Manhattan, New York City, right?
Representing.
It feels like more than just a setting.
Absolutely. In hip-hop, area codes are often used to represent more than just location.
Oh, yeah?
They're badges of honor tied to a specific scene and sound.
Right.
Think about how Snoop Dogg reps the 213 for Long Beach. Azealia calling out 212 is her putting her stake in the ground, claiming her place in the heart of New York's hip-hop scene.
It's almost like she's saying, I'm from the city that never sleeps, and I'm about to wake everyone up.
I love that.
And she doubles down on that aggressive attitude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a rude bitch. What are you made up of?
She's playing with gender stereotypes here, Isaac.
Okay.
Using language typically associated with male rappers, but in a way that feels distinctly feminine.
Interesting.
And she throws in that local slang, bust your eight, do-rag, Kool-Aid dude, to further solidify her connection to her roots. It's not just an act, it's authentically her.
It's interesting because despite all the aggression, there's also this undercurrent of playfulness.
Yeah.
Almost like she's having fun with the shock value.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's saying, I know this is going to get a reaction, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
She's definitely in control, dictating the terms of the conversation.
Right.
And that brings us to the bridge, where the tone shifts a bit.
Okay.
It's less about general bravado and more targeted. Like she's calling someone out directly.
Right.
Who do you think she's talking to here, Isaac? It's hard to say for sure.
Right.
It could be a specific rival.
Okay.
Someone she feels is trying to steal her shine. Or maybe it's a broader critique of the industry.
Yeah.
Those who are all talk and no substance.
Interesting.
Remember those lines, Isaac?
Oh, yeah.
I heard you riding with the same tall tale, telling them you made some, saying you running, but you ain't going nowhere. She's not holding back.
And that warning she throws in.
Yeah.
They'll forget your name soon. That's cold.
Right.
It's like she's saying their fame is fleeting.
Yeah.
That they're just a flash in the pan.
It speaks to the competitive nature of the music industry, Isaac.
Yeah.
It's a dog-eat-dog world,
right?
Especially in hip-hop.
For sure.
And she's reminding everyone that she's here to stay.
Yeah.
Then there's that repeated question, what you gonna do when I appear?
Right.
It's a power move, building tension, almost like a challenge.
And then boom.
Yes.
We're back to that aggressive energy in verse 3.
Back to it.
The imagery gets even more intense here, don't you think, Annie?
Oh, absolutely.
Fifth cocked, goons sprayed up, cock the gun too.
Yeah.
It's like she's painting this picture of a street battle.
Yeah.
Almost gangster rap territory.
It's definitely a shift.
Right.
Some might say she's glorifying violence.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to remember the context.
Okay.
This is Azealia Banks creating a persona, a character who is tough, uncompromising, and ready to fight for her place.
So it's more about creating an image, a tough exterior, than actually advocating violence.
Exactly. She's playing a role using those tropes to make a statement.
Okay.
Remember, she's a New Yorker from Harlem. That gritty, street-smart attitude is part of her DNA.
Right.
It's woven into the fabric of New York hip-hop.
Okay, so maybe it's less about literal violence and more about embodying that tough New York spirit.
Right. And it's important to remember she's not just rapping about guns and gangs. Yeah. She's also incredibly skilled with language.
Right.
Look at how she uses wordplay and rhyme schemes throughout the song. Even the repeated phrase, "I'ma ruin you," as harsh as it is, has a certain rhythmic quality to it.
That's true. She's definitely a talented lyricist.
She is.
But it's hard to get past some of the language, even if it is part of this persona she's crafted.
I understand.
It can be really jarring for some listeners.
Absolutely. Not everyone is going to connect with her style.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to try to understand where she's coming from, what she's trying to convey with her art. She's pushing boundaries, challenging expectations, and sparking conversations.
I get that. But do you think maybe those conversations get derailed by the shock value?
Okay.
Like, instead of focusing on her talent, her message, people just get hung up on the controversy.
That's definitely a valid concern.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the shock value often overshadows the substance.
Right.
But maybe that's part of her strategy.
Okay.
She knows how to grab attention.
Yeah.
How to make people pay attention to what she's saying.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
It is.
She gets the attention, but then maybe not for the right reasons. It's a shame because when you really listen to the lyrics, there's so much more going on beneath the surface.
Exactly. We've got themes of ambition, competition, sexuality, and this powerful sense of self-ownership.
Right.
She's demanding respect, and she's doing it on her own terms.
Do you think that's why the song still resonates with people today, even with all the controversy?
Absolutely. She's not afraid to be herself.
Yeah.
To speak her mind, even if it makes people uncomfortable. That kind of authenticity is rare, especially in the music industry.
And what about that line, "I'm fucking with your QDQ"?
Ooh, interesting.
Is that just more provocation, or is there something else going on there?
That line is fascinating, Isaac.
Yeah.
It could be interpreted as a threat.
Okay.
But it also has this playful, almost teasing quality to it. It adds another layer to the power dynamic she's creating.
Right.
It's like she's saying, I'm not just going to take your spot. I'm going to take what's yours.
It's definitely a power move, but it also feels personal.
Yeah.
Like she's aiming it at a specific person, maybe a romantic rival or someone who's wronged her in the past.
That's the beauty of Azalea's lyrics, Isaac.
Yeah.
They're open to interpretation.
Right.
It could be a personal jab, a broader commentary on industry dynamics, or even a playful flirtation.
Okay.
It's all in how you read it.
So after all this, where do you land on 212?
That's a tough one.
Is it a masterpiece, a mess, or something in between?
It's definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important piece of music history.
Okay.
It pushed boundaries, sparked conversations, and helped pave the way for a new generation of female rappers.
Right.
Who are unafraid to be bold, brash, and unapologetically themselves.
I can see that. It's definitely a song that makes you think, even if it makes you uncomfortable at times.
And isn't that what great art is supposed to do?
Yeah, it really does. And it's interesting how 212 sparked all these discussions about censorship, female empowerment, and the limits of artistic expression.
That's the power of a song like this.
Right.
It challenges norms and forces us to confront uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
And whether you agree with her tactics or not, Azealia Banks opened doors for other female rappers to be bolder and more assertive in their music.
I think about